Next topic. Next topic. So before we even jump into that, let me ask y'all what y'all think about this view right here. I know a lot of y'all already seen this layout, this setup that I got going on for my podcast that I think I'm gonna go with. But y'all been seeing a different view of the videos that I've been dropping so far. Y'all been seeing a different angle. You know what I mean? So I got two angles. I finally figure out how to use both. So for example, here's the second view right here. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all like more. Do y'all want to see me use both? Do you want to see me use maybe this view when I'm rocking with guests and I'm doing interviews and I got people coming on with me? And the other one when I'm rocking out dolo and I'm doing certain topics or whatever. Or just, hey, just randomly, hey, just produce the damn podcast. You know what I'm saying? And flip through both views and just give us some good content, ARP. But let's jump into this topic. This is another one that I was chopping up recently with my brother. And it's always been interesting to me. I pay attention to fads, how they come and go. I pay attention to things that I feel are done and said because they're popular, as if that really is what they're about. They still try to uphold these sayings or these cliche things that we do because it's popular or their man said it or the whole hood. That's how the whole hood is rocking. But this whole get it out the mud thing, right? There's even songs to this day. I might damn near know word for word. Get it out the mud. What's that? The one was that Future and Little Baby? You know what I'm saying? Dope ass track. But it's kind of becoming, for me personally, something that I feel could be hypocritical to a degree, or could be constricting to our people. Because we got this weird way of looking at things in terms of how we achieve success. And when I say we, I mean black culture. It's weird sometimes. I feel like we can paint ourselves in a corner without realizing it, and we pass down some of these cliches and some of our cultural ways and some of our politics and some of our slang and certain things that we deem as street code, even to people that's not in the street. We pass these things down to these young people, these young kids, and the next generation. And some of them are not healthy for success. Get it out the mud. Let's talk about it. So the reason why Get It Out the Mud is something to be proud of is because everybody wants to be looked at for their hard work. Everybody wants to be recognized for saying that, I had to amass something, achieve something, or build something from the ground up, especially if it's on my own. Everybody wants to say that they've done something on their own. Let's jump to this point for a second, okay? I don't know too many people that are successful that have had zero help. I don't even know how possible that is. Regardless of how talented you are, how hot you are, you could have been 50 Cent. It was still Dr. Dre and Eminem that said, yo, we're going to do this. We're going to push this through the roof now. Some of y'all must have probably forgot that double XL cover and how huge and epic that was of Eminem, Dr. Dre, and 50 Cent. But that's another reason why 50 Cent gives so much praise to Eminem, because no matter how big 50 Cent was going to be, he was always going to be one of the biggest things coming up and coming out in this culture, in this industry. But he knows how much Eminem still helped to play a part. And same for Dr. Dre. That's why you see people have these lifelong, eternal alliances and praises and appreciations towards certain people, because they know deep down inside whether I was going to get it a different direction or whether I was still going to be super successful. Either way, that person was still involved and played a major part. Let's look at this from a different perspective. And I've seen this recently over the whole topic of LeBron James and his son. Now, remember, it was controversial when Bron first dropped that, what was it, a press conference or an interview or whatever, and he was saying, look, you want me on your team, I guess at his, the end of his contract when he gets to it, to his next deal. You want me on your team, sign Bronny, put my son on your team. And there was a lot of uproar about that. Some of our biggest NBA analysts, didn't like that. I seen sports media, sportscasters, podcasts, a lot of people's, kind of not liking that, kind of feeling like LeBron was forcing his son on the NBA, or you're shorting Bronny by putting your legacy in front of his, or you're putting a shadow over him, or you're already putting a bullseye on him. That, like, same thing that happened, from Lonzo and LaMelo Ball and all that, whatever, or the Ball family. Like, okay, that's y'all reaction to that. That's how y'all take that. Cool. But this whole thing of never needing help in our culture, why do we look down on each other for passing things down or for giving things to the next generation or for people even born with a silver spoon in their mouth? We heard that term for how long? For ages, for generations. I wasn't born with no silver spoon in my mouth, right? Shout out to Gilly. I remember one time I seen a Gilly podcast or a blog or something like that, and Gilly was like, "Yo, who are we kidding? If you grew up in the projects, that means that your parents was fucked up." Now, before anybody gets offended at Gilly saying that, let's just be real once again, because this is the Sorry It's True podcast. If your parents lived in the projects, right? They didn't have the opportunities or they weren't in the position to have you growing up in, like, let's say a mansion. Let's just go from one extreme to the other. Like, you didn't grow up in a mansion because that's not where your parents lived, because we all lived, well, most of us lived with one or both of our parents when we was little kids, right? You come from your family's home, you come from your parents' home. But something about our culture makes us feel like you're wrong or you're bad or you're corny or you're lame or you don't deserve it. You didn't get it from the mud. I don't get that. I don't get that, because I would assume that most of us, when we bust our ass in this world, we want to pass something down to our children. No? Yes? No? Am I wrong? Do you not want to hand something down to your kids? I mean, is that a bad thing? If I gave you the option right now, if you have children, if you have a son, a daughter, daughters, sons, multiple, whatever, if you have children right now, if I said your child could have a silver spoon in their mouth throughout their entire childhood, would you say no, 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 no? I'd rather, raise my child in the projects. Let them run back and forth to the store with food stamps and let them see what it is to grow up as a child that doesn't have anything. Would you rather that? I think a lot of people would choose to have their child with the silver spoon. Let them grow up under that millionaire fucking roof and household. No, why do we promote opposite as if that's a bad thing? So going back to LeBron and his little son Bronny, look at what LeBron has done. We was just talking about the billionaire shit, the billionaire line from Jay-Z, right? The man is a billionaire. How many NBA players do we know of that are billionaires? If I really had to guess, I would just be like MJ and Bron. Like, I don't, who else? Oh, wait, Shaq. I really think Shaq is a billionaire on the low because he's got his hands in so many different things. He's super mogul, super business, super, like, Shaq is through the roof. So if I had to guess, I might say Shaq, and he's not even playing anymore. Bron is still playing, but I would say Shaq, MJ, and LeBron. I'm gonna check that out. I got to pull up that fact. But point being, LeBron has the career that he has. He makes the moves that he's made. You know what I'm saying? We're not even talking about the craft itself, what it takes to be arguably the best player of all time. We have debates of LeBron and Michael Jordan. So we're not even focused on what it takes to be that, what it takes to be the best in such a mega arena like basketball, because basketball is played on every inch around this globe, and he's looked at as top one or top two by the masses. So scratch what it takes to get there. Look at what type of career he's having. We're talking about movies and business endeavors, even just being LeBron James. You know how hard that is, how much pressure's on your shoulders, how many people you directly and indirectly employ. The man hasn't even really gotten in trouble. You know what it takes to be that much of a megastar and stay out of trouble? No scandals or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, even megastars like Kevin Hart or whatever, like, we see things come up in their careers. It's like, oh, there's scandals or it mars their image for a moment. We just had that with Will Smith. For a moment, we was looking at Will Smith like, yo, he could be a black president. Fast forward, people are saying, damn, Will, you set us back because you just slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. Right? So that's what it takes to stay clean at that level of LeBron James. The man hasn't even been in trouble. So you have this whole mega mega career that LeBron James has put together on the talent side, at the balancing act, on the business side, his family's. You have this whole mega world that this man is juggling. And he's so powerful and he's done so much and he's paid so many dues. He's able to hand that down to his son to a point where his influence could say he's not even top 10 in the country right now, his son, but he's guaranteed a spot in the NBA so that he has an opportunity to play ball on television and earn himself mega contracts for playing what is now his favorite thing to do, which is play basketball. Express his God-given talent now. But how is that a bad thing? Why would we be mad at LeBron for that? I wish somebody would just hand me shit like that. And I don't even want to say that it's handed, because his son is talented. His son is talented. But still, people are going to look at him like, yeah, but you ain't the next LeBron James. You really getting the extra push because of LeBron. So what? So what? Like when did it become a bad thing to give shit to our people or to our family or to our children? If you can give somebody that silver spoon to grow up with, you do it. Or else your whole shit is backwards, if you ask me.